So we get this question quite a lot, or an email or a phone call, the desperate one. Customer phones up, oh, I've been fitted, I've had a fitting here or whatever, or I've had a brand fitting on a demo day and I've bought the clubs and they just don't work and I hate them. What do I do? Well, okay, let's see what you got. Is it a misfit? Is it just they haven't got a big enough toolbox to fit you with? Or is it just your mechanics are pretty poor? Now, you know, I'm a pretty direct person. If someone's swinging it badly and I'm going to go, that's delivery is terrible. You need to go and work on that with someone who coaches you into a better delivery. And maybe on the day you were making a better pass on it because your delivery has changed or got worse. However, sometimes you can get the situation where guy walks in or girl walks in and they go, well, I've got these clubs and they just don't work. You know, and if you've got like a Project X LZ or whatever, and it's 125 grams and it's, you know, it should be right for you, you're strong, you're quick, I just can't hit them. The smash factor's terrible, the efficiency's terrible, they feel terrible. Actually, maybe the weight is right, but you've got the wrong physical balance on it. The Aqua 125, same company that make the shaft, right? So True Temper own Aqua, they own Project X. But that Aqua 125 might for you feel and be and behave better than the Project X. Now, the brands don't have that shaft, so that is the best they could do for you. Now, is it wrong? Well, no, the weight's right. 125 is a good weight for you. But because the way it performs, the way you load the shaft, the way you want it to feel, it ain't working and it won't work for you. So we can always rework it out. And we probably have 40% of our business that's reworking stuff for people that they like the heads, but they just don't like the shafts, or it doesn't perform for them. So if you're out there and you're stuck with a set of clubs, you go, I like the heads, but I hate these shafts, or I hate the feel of them, then possibly, you know, maybe reworking them, as long as there's life in the heads and the grooves are okay, you should be okay. The one thing I would always consider is, when you're doing this, our customer, if you like, you know, the club champion customer, is the serious golfer that's trying to get better. So they're having coaching, they're hitting balls, they're playing regularly. They should have a good idea roughly of their delivery. And if not, it's my job or our job to educate you, to tell you what a good delivery is. If you're hitting 2, 3 down and 6 left with a driver, that's not going to work too good, right? Equally, if you're hitting up and to the right with an iron, that won't work too good either. So our job is to also educate you, not teach you, but educate you into what a good delivery is. And each club has got its own nuances about what it's trying to do. So, you know, you understand your signature. And I come back to this all the time with people. You know, if you're hardwired to be slightly inside and shallow, then let's help you get more neutral. If you're swinging outside down and chopping it, yes, it's mechanics, but is there a shaft that can sometimes help you get less that way? You won't fix it, but can we negate some of those tendencies that you've got? And everyone's got something that they do that is hardwired. You know, they get steep, I say, underneath it, shallow, flicky, who knows what it may be, right? And it sometimes can be completely left of field, but you have to have that lateral, holistic look at it and say what works for the customer. And don't be frightened to try something different. For those of you who are fitters watching this, don't be frightened to try something different. Put in what I call a disruptor, that you go, this shouldn't really work, but just try it. Now, if it doesn't work because you know the balance point and the weight and the stuff is wrong, then great, that reinforces that you're on the right lines. Sometimes you might get thrown a curveball where the guy goes, that feels amazing, that's perfect. And all of a sudden that changes how you see it. You have to have that vision sideways. Don't get tunnel vision, those of you who fit. Have a wider look at the field, because you might surprise yourself. Always ask yourself the question, is that perfect? Is that what the guy is doing, helping him or hurting them? Is that getting you in the window of launch and spin and smash, and is it giving you the dispersion? Remember, it's not all about hitting it further, right, folks? One of the major concerns I've got in the industry right now is that lofts on the irons are getting so strong, people can't spin it, they can't control it. The ball with a 7-iron is like a bullet coming out, and you go, we'll be selling 8 to 9 and 16 wedges soon at this rate. So we've got to be careful that we actually give people a chance to launch it in the air and spin it enough to control the ball enough. So for those of you out there watching who are fitters, have that in mind. We talk about longer irons and launching and spinning the ball enough, because you have to get it up in the air. Watch the best players in the world. They've got loads of speed, I know, which helps create lift and launch. They're hitting it up in the air. They can knock it down, no problem. Anyway, back on topic. So that gives you an idea of some philosophies and some ideas of the reason why you would come to us for some help. And sometimes the fitting you've had for the best intentions just doesn't work for you.